Just came from the temple. About to change my clothes and get into something more comfortable. Take off my dress hat and change my clothes and put one of my Negro League baseball caps on. One of my favorites. I got a lot of the Negro team hats up here from a lot of the different teams I collected throughout the years. But the one I think I'm gonna wear today is the Philadelphia Stars, because that's the team I'm gonna talk about today. A lot of people don't know who the Negro baseball, Negro League teams were. But today I'm about to share the world the history as I go back to my youth and back in time. I am here in front of the Negro League team, the Philadelphia Stars. It was a great team in Philadelphia. I got the privilege to see back in the day. This is a statue dedicated to them at 42nd and Parkside. At 42nd and Parkside, a statue dedicated to the Negro League, the Philadelphia Stars. This is a mural. This is a mural dedicated to them on the wall right behind the statue. 42nd and Parkside, right on Belmont. Philadelphia Stars. It was one of the Negro League teams amongst many. I remember many of those games. Jackie Robinson came from the Negro League himself, played for the Kansas City Monarchs. But I have to go back to the very beginning and talk about the baddest brother that played the game of baseball. He was a pitcher. His name was Andrew Rube Foster, the father of black baseball. He played for many teams in the late 1800s, became famous in the 1900s. He played for the Philadelphia Giants, and he played for many great teams. Also the Cuban ex-Giants and other teams he played for. That leads up to what he created and formed, the Negro League. The Negro League was a form of all black teams. They said we wasn't good enough to play with the American white teams. So we definitely had proved them wrong. And this was our league. Black teams taking control. What happened? The Great Depression. And the economic stress, 1931, it diminished. Other forms of the teams formed over the years, but nothing will be great like them years. And I will never forget. And I was blessed to be there during this great part of our history here in America. I am very proud to talk about these hats from my collection. They mean a lot to me and they're part of black history. The first hat right here on the left is the Kansas City Monarchs. They was the team to be reckoned with during the Negro League. And they gave us two of the greatest baseball players in all time in the Negro League, and they went on to go into the major leagues. And that was Satchel Paige and Jackie Robinson. Both two of the greatest black baseball players of our time. The second hat was personally made for me. He was the one that started it all. The first one that go to the major leagues, Jackie Robinson, 1947 to the Brooklyn Dodgers. He wound up winning a World Series with them. Also, Satchel Paige won a World Series as well when he left the Negro League. I was real blessed to see a lot of the Negro League teams. Like I said before, every Sunday after church, me and my family would go to the baseball games and spend a whole day there. And a lot of times we used to see the Negro League teams would play some of the major league teams and the exhibition games and things like that. And we would see them whoop those white guys' asses. And I loved it. Because a lot of them, white teams in the major leagues, thought that we wasn't smart enough to play the game of baseball. Well, we proved them wrong through all the sports. We proved anything we put our minds to do, we dominated. We took over football, took over basketball. And even if we want to, we could take over hockey. But they don't want that. They'll be scared of that. Negroes on the ice. They definitely don't want that. But we played the game with passion. We played it with finesse and class. And what the young generation may say, a couple years ago, I heard the term swag. That's what we played with, a whole lot of swag. I'm so proud of all the teams that played during the Negro Leagues and beyond. Playing with grit and breaking barriers like Jackie Robinson did. He opened the door for black men to play into the National League right now. You got a young generation needs to know this. And they must also know that baseball is a big part of the black race in America. It's a sport that we play with a bunch of pride and joy. And we continue to achieve many things until that time and even now, and dominate like the great men we are. But we finally got our due, and they had to give us our recognition, and they introduced the Negro Leagues and combined it with the major leagues, and all type of records was broken and resurfaced when they did that. Nothing's more powerful than the idea of time must come. The forgotten black history.